be.
They probably need to check out my car, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, I'll have him take a look around it, but I'm sure we're not too worried about it.
Yeah.
I showed him some of your videos. So.
So you've already done all the paperwork and stuff, right?
Yeah,
so,
pretty much almost all the paperwork's prepped in Mike's office, our finance manager.
Okay.
So at this point, I got a little bit of my stuff just to go over.
Okay.
And then his stuff will be just the rest of the financing as far as.
All right. Do you guys? I mean, normally dealers don't want all this stuff. I mean, maybe you want the window sticker for the BMW.
I mean, that's up to you how much you want to give us. I mean,
yeah, I mean, you don't. You're
a
not
lot of my older customers, this used to be really big back, I guess, years ago. A lot of older customers kept record of everything.
Yeah.
So sometimes people ask, especially on something high end like that. I mean, it wouldn't be bad if you gave it to us, but it probably has a lot of your personal information on it too.
Yeah, so I might as well just keep all this crap.
This is definitely a good thing to have. The
Yeah, so you guys
sticker.
can have the window sticker. Cool.
At that point.
What took so long to get the car, it really wasn't all that long, is that they, Ford builds a bunch of cars and then they allot them to different dealers, right? And we had the blue one out there, which was an option.
Correct.
But then you had reached out to me, and that's when we had the magnetic metallic.
Correct.
That was built and coming in to my spec. I wasn't sure about that color, but the more research I did, the more I decided that sort of fits the car well and fits, sort of what I'm looking to do. And so we were just waiting for the car to show up from. It's not the port, is it? The port distribution.
It's a Ram. So what it does is they'll be built in various locations all around the United States. Like for instance, the pickup trucks are built in Michigan. And then from the point where it's built from the plant, then it goes on a rail car.
Right.
And the rail car goes to the rail yard in Orlando.
Right.
Then you have about 2,000 cars normally at a given time, all different brands that end up at the rail.
Right.
You only have 2 guys that work at the rail that do distribution and let everything know where it's going to. You have about 30 truck drivers, and on each one of those trucks it only holds 7 cars.
Right, gotcha.
So you have the time in getting them all out. Now,
and so they give us, you guys call, normally you wouldn't call and ask, right?
Correct. Normally
so they don't even want to answer the phone. Yeah.
Right. Normally they just show up, but when you only got 2 guys trying to inventory 2,000 cars and do all the logistics of getting them to the drivers and what goes where, and then they have to do inspections on the cars.
Right.
So the car leaves the plant, they inspect it before it leaves the plant, it goes on the rail car. Once it comes to the rail car to the rail yard, those guys inspect it to make sure there's no damage. And then once it gets to the rail yard, and they inspect it there, then it comes on truck, and then we inspect it when it gets here. That way it's been inspected, so there's nothing crazy that's happened to the car, dents, dings, stuff like that. This particular scenario here, you were interested in the blue one, because I called you on it, basically. The blue one we actually had that one as an allocation and got it here. And then the gray one was actually ordered specific for a customer, who then changed his mind, and it happened just to be the perfect specs for exactly what you had.
Cool.
So it fit in just.
And then I like
right.
it because I mean it's all dirty, and that's what I want. I don't want you guys freaking messing with it.
Yeah, everyone here was.
One other person that touches the car increases the chance of scratches and swirls.
Correct.
And all that
And then
stuff.
I got a lot of feedback because this is just completely unorthodox of the normal.
Well, because you guys are very survey based, right?
Correct.
Right.
Correct. So you want everything to be. You want the car ready. You want the car clean. You want it
But
gas.
see, what I want is I don't want any of that. I want it dirty and untouched.
Correct.
And I'll go take care of the rest.
Correct. And
I'll give you pens on all of your surveys because of that.
Well, I appreciate that. That works out great. I got 3 plaques there. 3 years running, I've been top 25. So. It's been fantastic. I've been here 4 years, so I'm working on my 4th one for my 4th year.
Okay, I'll help you out.
So,
are you a truck guy or a Mustang guy?
A little bit of both. I had a 2008 Mustang GT completely custom to my customization. It basically looked like a Roush without being a Roush. I was a naturally aspirated guy.
Yeah. So what do you need from me?
Just a couple papers here.
And so for you young guys who are watching this stuff, I mean, I already sent my insurance, license, registration, so they have all the details, the VIN for my M3, so they have all that stuff. And normally you would have you'd have a lot more sort of vetting process, but because these guys have sort of gotten to know my M3 and watched some of the videos and stuff like that, so if you don't have this kind of documentation, then you're going to have to, we're going to have to go through a little bit more stringent process. But if you find the right guy, it doesn't have to be this sort of jerk-off session where you're getting jerked around.
Correct. You can make it as easy and painless as you want, depending on how you and the salesperson, respond and correlate back to each
because
other.
I don't play games and just, all right, here, what's the price? I'm going to come and write you a check, and that's kind of how it's going to work.
Correct.
Cool. All right, so what do you got for me?
All right. give you that pin there. This is going to be the privacy policy saying we're not going to disclose any of your personal information.
I'll be disclosing it to everybody in the world.
Unfortunately, social media, you don't have a choice, right?
Yeah.
This is probably going to do you no good, but if you're ever back in the area, we do offer a free oil change to everybody. This is the sync services. So this is basically for that survey, 1. And 2, for the Bluetooth in the car with the sync system. They are going to put your email address here on file, so if there's any new updates for that system,
they'll email
on there to email them to you, or you can go on sync system and play with a couple different options. You can set your home dealership up and that kind of thing. This one's pretty simple here. You have a signature here. This is saying I'm giving you a copy of the Florida Lemon Law book. And by the way, I told everybody don't touch anything on the car, so all the books and everything are in the trunk, still where everything came from, because I didn't know how specific.
But they did PDI and all that stuff. Right?
PDI is already done. It comes with the front valance off of the car to put it on, and I already had it installed for and everything. That way you didn't have to worry about jacking it up and doing all that.
Sweet.
Last but not least, in my office, we have the request to withhold personal information from the DMV. So basically, I filled it out for you. You'll sign here. What this does is, I'm sure with as many cars you bought, and you got the stuff in the mail that says your warranty's about to expire, blah, 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 blah. This takes care of that.
Oh, sweet.
So if you ever buy another car, make sure they do this.
I never heard of that. Yeah, I get that all the time for even my old S2000s.
Something from 10 years ago, you see that stuff running in the mail,
Your warranty's going to be up. Well, I drove an hour and a half down here, and then Justin's got me all set up so that I signed a few sheets of paper. Now we're going to do sort of the finance stuff where I'm going to write a check. It'll be a little over $5,000 difference between the two. After I sold all my aftermarket parts, then we're kind of I'm more than break even between the two cars. Now, granted, I did pay $80,000 for the M3. I'm selling it for 54, but I feel like I'm getting sort of a lateral move. I don't feel like I'm getting hurt all that badly. So anyway, I'll keep you in the loop, and we'll show you around the car in a minute.
All right. Obviously, I just gave him a decal because it went ahead and renewed your tag till January 18 there for you.
Okay, cool.
So
awesome.
You're all set there for you.
I can choose to keep turbo i6 on my V8 or
correct.
Whether I want to get it something different.
Correct. Yeah, because that's a specialized plate there. So if you want to change it, obviously you have to.
Let me get my checkbook.
All right, a couple things just that you be aware of. One thing you'll need to do when you pull out of here is just contact your insurance company and let them know what you got. We'll take care of everything else. Okay. Just quick recap what was given to me. Make sure we're all on the same page. The selling price of the vehicle was $60,620. There's no trade or nothing's been added to the vehicle. Trading allowance of $54,000. So no payoff, no down payment, no rebate, sales tax, taxes or your tag fees and stuff. Gives you a balance of $77.59.90 there for you. 4 things I have to tell you about by law. First thing, I got to tell you about Ford maintenance because we are a Ford dealership. Truthfully, we will send you coupons, and obviously you're probably not going to come here for oil changes and stuff. So I'm not even going to worry about that. The 3 things that do apply to you are listed right here. Obviously, warranty-wise, Justin probably told you you're getting a 3-year, 36,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty on the vehicle, a 5-year, 60,000 engine and transmission. What this basically does is take the 336 and gives you a 5-year, 75,000 on the whole vehicle there for you. One thing that's not going to be covered is common sense stuff, wear and tear items. Also includes roadside assistance for that time or two and a rental car if you chose to do so. That 5-year coverage is $1,338. The next one is tire and wheel coverage. This will pay for the repair replacement of damaged tires due to road hazards such as nails, glass, metal rings, type of road debris. If it puts a hole in your tire, repair it. If the tire cannot be repaired, it is replaced for you at no cost to you. Obviously, these Z-rated tires, you can't patch them. They just have to be replaced in the gate. You get a nail or something, it would replace it there for you. Also, if you had a blowout, chewed one of the rims up where it won't keep air pressure, not only will it replace the tire, it will even replace the rim if need be there for you.
If you curb it, you're on your own, right?
Curbing is not going to be a cosmetic issue, but if you hit something in the road and it broke the rim or it won't keep air pressure, but cosmetic, or just a curb is just curbing, or just cosmetic. Basically, the policy will pay out the $5,000 there for you, and it's $560 for that policy. And the last one is simonized glass coat, which is complete exterior and interior protection from nature's elements, not covered by the factory warranty.
What does the wheel and tire? What happens if I put aftermarket wheels on? Is this okay?
It don't matter. You can put whatever's on it at the time of repair is what gets put on.
I'm just interested. I'm not going to buy it, but I'm just interested.
Right. But basically, obviously, there are individual items there. There's a balance there, but if not, that's what you're going to be writing the check for.
You're not going to make me sit here for like 35 minutes and think about it and do the old walk out and
No.
pitch me on it. I'm the yeah.
want
I
it
mean,
more
for some
great.
people, yeah, for some people it makes sense. All right, so we're doing 77, 59, 90.
Yep.
And you were able to dig out my electronic title for the
Yeah, I got a form
BMW.
for you.
Yeah, when I originally financed it, when I paid it off, they never sent the title.
Yeah, that's what most of them are these days. Next one just tells the state of Florida that Chubb, which is federal insurance company. Next one's a power of attorney. In the event we happen to make a mistake in your tag or title work, we can correct it that you happen to be here. This one is pollution control. Says we did not remove or tamper with the emission systems on the new car. Odometer statement on the new car. Odometer statement, I'm sorry, pollution controls on the BMW. This is so we can get a title on the BMW. This is basically saying I drove this, but we didn't choose anything. Besides that, brother, we're done.
Sweet. Awesome process. I've had some bad ones before.
Yeah, yeah, I get that a lot. I get a lot of compliments.
Yeah, that's some
saying
bad
that
ones.
it's quick and easy. So, all right, obviously this paperwork you want to file away somewhere.
Yep.
Registration you want to keep in the glove box.
Yep.
So how's that?
Sweet.
You all set, man?
Thanks.
Enjoy it. It's an awesome car.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
So I'm here for, what, I've been in here 15 minutes and I'm paid for and out of here.
In and out.
No swirls, you know, I'm just sort of looking, you know, underneath the dirt. I asked them to please leave all the dirt on the car because I don't want swirls. I'd rather have dirt than swirls. And so just to sort of give you a size, the cars are similar size. You know, of course we have the big old hood on the, you know, the Mustang to fit the V8, but I wanted it with all the crap on it. So I'm gonna get to go home and play with this thing. I still have to go to the gym though. So we are still with every piece of stuff that comes from the factory on this sucker. I'm gonna drive it home like it showed up from the factory.
Go grab your keys.
Sweet. All right, it's a bit overwhelming. Doing my best to capture all this on video. You know, even though I bought several new cars in my life, it's a bit overwhelming to do all this and try to capture it. So I think I got the seat and the steering wheel sort of kind of set up where I want. Let me get the mirrors so I can see where the heck I'm driving. I'll give you my first impressions. You know, size-wise, it feels very similar to my M3, even though it's a coupe. Nothing like a V8. And I can already tell that what everybody's talking about with the clutch. So we'll have to adjust the clutch spring, but man, that is what it's all about. Full tank of gas, got 13.3 miles, and a super dirty car with stickers all over it, just the way I want it. Still have the plastic hanging everywhere. I'd take it home and start dialing it in. You do sit very high in this in comparison to other cars. I can already tell we're in a very different car. I don't have an Alcantara steering wheel on my GT3. I can tell that I'm gonna like it. Gotta learn how to rev match again. The brakes are really good. The pedal feel is nice. Just the throws are so short. I mean, this feels very much like S2000, like. Maybe not quite as good. Feels much more mechanical than like my Carrera S did. Very easy to drive right off the bat. see what people say. You know, I'm used to very little torque, but there's not a lot of torque down low. Plenty compared to what I'm used to, but which I would prefer to get on the car rather than have to. I like to work for the torque for some reason. Maybe that's the Honda guy in me. I'm gonna take just a few back roads on the way home. A couple things I noticed, really interesting sort of feedback from the clutch when you're shifting. Like you can really sort of feel I don't know, it's almost like I can feel the road. The transmission is fantastic. These seats, I'm gonna freaking get a sledgehammer out and beat the crap out of them. They're made for like a tiny little man. I thought this was a real man car. So the bolsters hold you in so nicely, but my gosh, it's like there's like this much room. With the sound, I mean, I definitely need an exhaust. So exhaust is going to make a big difference, but I mean, for a factory car, it sounds pretty incredible. I'll do my best to keep it under like 6,000 RPMs. The sound this thing makes is just off the charts. Amazing. Pull this down. The shift light is, I haven't gotten red line, I'm only have 60 miles on the thing, but the shift light is nice to have, but it's a little goofy. Maybe I need to clean the window or something. There might be some plastic on top of the heads-up display, but there's a heads-up display here, which is kind of cool to have. Rev matching is super easy to do. This is such a different experience than anything I've experienced before or owned. Oh, police officer. I don't have any radar. This back here is one of my roads I take all the time. These are the only curvy roads in Central Florida, it seems. So I've got the steering on normal. Let's put the suspension. Let's play with sport versus normal. So you got this steering on normal. I found that I like that the most. Exhaust is on sport. Suspension's on sport. There's going to be a lot of traffic back here, but there might be one or two roads that I can get on it a little bit on. Mainly just wanted to get off the darn. I wasn't on the highway, like I wasn't on the interstate, but I was on the road that certainly is straight, flat. So want to vary the RPMs. It's just so unexpected that I've driven Mustangs before, but this feels so much like my BMW, only more aggressive. Just the driving feel, the seating position's a little different, being it's a coupe, but it feels very E92 M3 like from a seating position standpoint. See, I really, really like that. That lack of torque down low just makes me rev it out. The M3, I just never really cared to do it. I mean, no, so that's a personal preference thing. I prefer sort of the experience of getting to rev out the car to get it to move. I mean, it's still 500 and whatever, 26 horsepower. Love it. So far, the only thing that I'm not loving that I was a little worried about was the seat width. The freaking legs are killing me. Like I said, I'm going to get a sledgehammer and just hammer these things, spread it out. But I think, what's the average person's waist? 33. Mine's like even super thin is 37. So I just have a wider waist for some reason, wider hips. I'm really psyched that I didn't see a single swirl mark in the sun. I mean, there's lots of dirt on the car from coming over on the rail car, and then they ship it in an open container, open trucks. So you have to hit these roads early in the day. Such an interesting sound. It sounds so good. This guy will. Kind of what I expected the car to feel like, but I didn't expect it to feel so. It feels so well put together. It feels like a sports car. It doesn't feel. I thought it wouldn't feel as solid as it does. I don't know why. I guess I would have been disappointed if it didn't feel this solid, but it feels so planted and solid, and the suspension is fantastic. I just want to downshift all day. Feels so good to have a mechanical transmission instead of a wet noodle. I mean, that's one of the things I've considered, on an E92 getting a DCT, is because the transmission's really bad in that thing. You kind of get used to it, but I've also, I intend to have this car and an E92 at the same time someday, because I want to sort of have an E92 to collect and keep. I mean, we can definitely hear the exhaust, and I need more sound. certainly do better with more of a raw feel. Let's go windows up. You guys probably can't hear squawk. You know, surprisingly, the audio, maybe it's part of the MySync 3. Everything that I've read or heard is that the audio is terrible. But with the new technology package and the MySync 3, this thing sounds really good. I mean, for a factory system. Dude, I gotta learn how to downshift again. I forgot. I was like ready for it to sport suspension, the downshift for me, or rev match. I don't even know if we need sport suspension. Shoot, I keep forgetting to. The rev match. Wow, brakes really bite. The cameras are flying all over the place. Dare I say that brakes are better than the BMW carbon ceramics. Now I found there's a little different feel in a carbon ceramic in the way that they bite, but these brakes bite. And they're not even, you know, I haven't even bed them in. I don't usually bed my brakes though. Steering a little bit. It's one of my favorite little S curves in the GT3. Wow, this car is something else, guys. Wow. Oh. In the curves, I definitely prefer the sport steering mode. So I'll have to get used to the clutch. Anyway guys, I didn't have much of a conclusion to this video, but I'm going to have tons and tons more driving and detailing and review and all that sort of stuff coming soon. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more crazy. Because what happens when the force pulls you back, your foot naturally comes off the gas. You have to keep your foot to the floor.